Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome back to another episode of Woodmere State Revival. It's tile weekend. We are working on tile in the laundry room upstairs. It used to be the hall bath and we have converted it to a laundry room. So previously we got the Ditra laid down. That's the tile underlayment. And this morning I've been getting all the tile out and kind of dry fitting everything, trying to figure out what sort of pattern I'm going to use, if anything, and then also making sure that our Ditra or our Schluter trim is going to work, and then getting the tile cutter out, making sure I got all my pieces ready to go. So let me show you what we're working with. So you can see we've got some tile laid out here on the floor, giving us an idea of what the pattern is going to look like. I laid it out two different ways, one with the grain going the same way, and then this way with the random. I think it's too difficult to keep all the grain going the same way because it's not pointing the exact same direction. You know, with bigger format tiles, or true stone, you could possibly line up the veining with the all in the same direction. But with smaller tiles like this and how it's seemingly manufactured at random, it's just too difficult. So we ended up going with this random pattern, and so that's the way I got it laid out right now. We've got our tile score and snap here all set up, ready to go. I've got this piece of 3/4 inch wood screwed down in the door opening. That's where we're actually going to lay the tile up to. We're going to have a transition piece there or a threshold in the doorway, and so I wanted to make sure I had a nice tight line there. We're going to use some Schluter edging, and not this piece. This one's actually too short. I've got another piece downstairs. It's oil rub bronze and it's tall enough that it will cover the edge of the tile. So getting all this stuff laid out, and once I'm satisfied with the way everything looks, I'll go ahead and get a bucket of thin set mixed up and we'll start laying these things out. I am going to go ahead and take my framing square and mark a line on the floor on top of the Ditra all the way across the room. That way we don't have to worry about our tile running off as we're going across the room. We're going to use these 1/8 inch spacers. I'm going to go with a pretty tight grout joint with this tile. We think it's going to look the best. So we'll use those 1/8 inch spacers, and we also have our Raimondi tile leveling system, so we're going to be using those tabs in between the tiles as well. That way we can keep all those nice and tight, no lippage. But I'm going to go ahead and use a Sharpie and make a line all the way across the floor from one side to the other. That way we can keep our tile lined up as we're going across. So I'm going to go ahead and finish laying stuff out here, and then we'll get started. I'll keep you guys posted. All right, so you can see where we're at. Amber's here now. She's giving me a hand putting in the spacers and the wedges and getting everything situated there. So lots of fun in it, babe.
Oh, it's a blast.
These hexagonal tiles are a pain in the keister. I hope you like them.
I do love them, and I have good taste, but they're not always easy to lay.
You do, but it's work, isn't it?
It is work.
All right, it's looking good so far. Hopefully we can knock out a good chunk of it this evening before we collapse in exhaustion.
Yep.
All right, keep up the good work on. All right, so here's where we're at right now. Amber had to go home and keep an eye on the boys for a little bit, make some supper, and I'm down here trying to get another bucket of mud on the ground here. It's coming together really nicely. You know, I was really, I'll say, frustrated when we first started. These hexagonal tiles were a real pain, especially right over there by the doorway, because we were using that Schluter edge, and then trying to get everything lined up with the door frame, and then trying to get the Schluter edge in the right spot, and trying to get the tiles started and everything together. But the more we get together, the less everything moves, and the more consistent the grout joints are, and everything else. So real happy with the way things are looking right now. Got a ways to go, so definitely not getting it done tonight, but got a good start. Real happy with the way it's turned out. I think I'm going to work my way into the closet next and start kind of working around the inside of the closet, and then kind of work my way around this way over to the wall here by the window. Keep an eye on this line that's running through here, because that's our center line in the doorway. Well, not exactly the center line in the doorway. That's what's keeping that tile centered in the doorway. You can see that one right smack dab in the doorway there, in the middle there. That line is on the left-hand tip as you're looking at it right now. So we've got to follow that line all the way across the floor here make sure they don't run off in one direction or another. All right, so before my mud gets set up here, I'm going to keep on trucking. All right, another bucket of mud is gone, and we got a bunch more tiles set. I was able to get all the way across the closet, and it's looking nice and straight in the doorway there, even from one side to the other. And thankfully, I was able to get that last tile in without cutting it. Look at that, it's beautiful. That was exciting. So tomorrow, once the tile's good and set, I'll go ahead and knock the tabs off, then I can climb in the closet there and go ahead and fill that in. And then we'll just start working our way back this way. The plan is to work all the way down here into this alcove. And then once I get that done, then I'll move over this way into the corner and kind of work my way back out of the room over top of the tile that's already set here. So that's the plan. So hopefully we'll be able to knock out a bunch of that tomorrow. Again, we got the tough part done, the setup and getting the the doorway straight, getting those pieces cut. All that stuff was just real time consuming and more than a little bit frustrating at points. But you know what? That part's done. Now it's just I'm just flying. If I had somebody mixing mud while I was setting tile, it'd go really fast. But I do have to take a break every once in a while and clean out the mud bucket, mix another bucket. And I don't want to mix too much at one time because this stuff does set up sometimes without me expecting it. I hate to say unexpectedly because it's going to set, but it sometimes will set up quicker than I'm expecting it to. So I hate to mix too much for fear that I won't get all the way to the bottom of the bucket. But this time I did. So I'm going to go get my tools cleaned off, my bucket cleaned out, and get everything put away for the evening. I'm going to head up to the house, get a bite to eat, kiss kids goodnight, and put my feet up for a little bit. Tomorrow, come down here after church and hit it again tomorrow. Hopefully knock out a whole bunch of this. I'd love to get this done tomorrow. Don't know if it's going to happen or not. We do have a basketball game in the afternoon to go to, so when it kind of gets broken up like that, it is hard to just keep flying along. So we'll see. Love to get this done, at least a large majority of it done. That way all we got to do is grout, start setting cabinets. Can't wait to see those go in. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.